Welcome to Title Penning. I am doing an episode on being a stressed dev. And what that basically means is I have my index cards, is that I had some good habits related to posting on YouTube, and some things just broke those habits. So I want to talk a little bit about broken habits that's related to the book The Habit Loop and applies to me. The reason I'm kind of doing this on the go is the movie Avengers, Korean lesson for the day, just came out, and I definitely want to see this movie. So that's why I'm kind of doing this as I go. I have like movie posters for the films, and I'm guessing Avengers doesn't have any more free movie posters. Sad face. Anyway, continuing the thoughts here, basically stress just kills any habits. So from the habit loop, habits are just habits. Good habits, bad habits, just stress kills that. The book kind of talks about like Alcoholics Anonymous and how people end up usually going back to drugs or alcohol because of some extra stress. So, for years they have a handle on their habits, their bad habits, but then something breaks it, like a death of a family or some undue stress. The thing about this is that, part of the stress that I've been going through is Ludum Dare, which has been great, but has really wreaked havoc on my daily schedule, and just work stress, if you have been watching my other videos related to that. And these kind of like bounced off each other. Yes, there's good stress as well from like Ludum Dare 41, which I was really happy. With all the extra work BS, I was just exhausted. So after about 3 days, or 4 days, 3 days of doing the jam, and this anymore. Then, all of a sudden, I started also doing a lot of research, and I haven't posted this video yet, about how coffee induces stress. So what caffeine really does is that it hits these chemicals in your stomach, which causes you to stress, and by doing so, that causes your brain and your body to be alert. It's a really cool reaction. It's actually an allergic reaction that creates this effect in your body. So if you're going through a lot of stress, try not to drink coffee, but of course I have to drink coffee. The other thing too related to this too is managing relationships. This is really, really hard if you've got a lot going on in your life, right? So you have to be good to people so you can get a lot more love and respect. That's coworkers as well, not just family, your wife, so forth and so on. But it's easy to get into a grumpy mood and just start yelling at people, which is a bad thing. And this is also really hard if you have to try to be loving to someone and they're stressed themselves and they're yelling at you. It's like you have to take those punches, like in Blade Runner. Just saw that today. It's on Netflix. It's great. The other thing too related to like more of a chemical, and I'm sorry if I'm not citing all this stuff. Some of this stuff, just definitely Google it or double check, is that exercise can actually relieve stress, because what it does is you're literally burning the chemicals in your body. So every time you make a punch or a push or something like that, that physical exertion actually burns the adrenaline that is also related to stress. And that's about it. Take two, like I look like a big weirdo talking into my car, but I just kind of want to show my sweatshirt that's in reverse. The film was amazing. I'm keeping the whole no face thing, of course, and it kind of reminds me another way I relieve stress is like, through pop culture. Used to read a lot of comic books, and now the movies are just amazing. I'm proud to wear this kind of shirt, even though it's kind of corporate owned, whatnot. It's a stress reliever for me. So sometimes though that pop culture fails, and the one thing that I do think that I love comics. I used to love reading them. Now I just can't. They're just too expensive. I love going to the movies. I love having something to share with my coworkers and other human beings. But, the thing is that, when I was making comics or trying to make comics professionally, it was a very lonely process. I always noticed that. And, watching the Avengers and seeing how teams work and can get things done, I really do appreciate the team that I worked with, and I hope that we can do more game jams together, so forth and so on. Is working with those guys, although it was kind of stressful, and through my habits and everything out of a loop, I really made some really cool, I made some really cool connections to people that actually make games. I just want to do a quick little wrap up. This is from the book The Habit Loop. This is something I didn't get from the audiobook that I listen to, but this is actually like a whole thing that talks about routines. And this comes from scientific research, or surveying it at the least, of how AA works, Alcoholics Anonymous. And they talk about how you can have a routine and you can replace it with another routine. However, if some type of stress or something happens, you can go right back to your bad routine. The good habit, talking to people. The bad habit, drinking yourself and all your problems away. Given that there's a lot of stuff that's going on at work, so unfortunately that's the extra stress that's just knocked me out. Tim Ruswick from Gamedev Underground also just ironically put a video up as I'm kind of wrapping this up a couple of days after I saw the Avengers movie. Another thing I want to note is that if things do kind of change like this, maybe I might need to change format. So I'm using new software called Quick. I'll put like a little linky link here, and maybe I'll start showing more of my face. The other thing too is that I'll put another little card or something around here about how I de-stressed on day 2, just took a break from everything and why that was good. It's basically a home movie trailer. If you're into that thing, you want to see a guy just chill for a bit, I hope I make happy moments for everybody. Final note, we are going to be doing the next one on, the next tile pending is going to be on, hold on, I'll find it. Next tile pending will be on this idea of Ludum Dare. And what we'll be doing with Ludum Dare is I will be doing like a whole title pending on how to build a team, how workflows work, and answering this lovely question right here from a dude who has been awesome, Balodis. I just don't know how to say his name. Forgive me about Balodis. And we'll be talking about, like, again, workflows and how to actually plan out a larger project and plan a game with your team. All right, insert catchy phrase here. I will definitely be doing these once a week. I'll be doing this randomly, and I will get back to this when things get settled at work. Insert catchy phrase here. Bye.